Previously on Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker.
Come then. Follow me down into the darkest depths of despair.
Well, oh yeah! I was wondering when we would get here. The Sea of Stars, the Dead End. Wait, it's the theme of the place, Ultima Thrall. Okay.
Once upon a time.
Alright, folks. I hope y'all ready to do this trial. Because I am certainly ready.
That you still stand. Your determination defies all reason. The souls within me writhe and recoil in your presence. What must I do? What pain must I visit upon you to make you surrender to despair?
No minion for me? Yeah, no minion.
No one is unbreakable. What pains one may weather may bring another to tears. But therein lies our strength. For when we fall, our brothers and sisters are there to raise us up again and again without end.
I see. But no matter how much hope exists, ever will there be more despair. Ever will the living cast the present and the future.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I am so ready.
Sing until light ceases to be.
What's she gonna look like? Whoa. Open up them wings.
On your guard.
Wow.
The rage. It rises. Rises.
Oh, that's a very interesting design. You just toss a planet at us? 2 planets? Oh, Estinian, our boy!
Stop! Calm yourself, please.
It's the Meteon we know. It's gotta be.
We die in pain. We die in suffering. Who are you to live? Who are you to hope?
Hold on, my friends.
2 planets, yes.
Oriange, watch out!
Uriange still knows how to use Nocturnal Sect. Yeah, I thought that was gone.
Alphino.
Wow.
We cannot comprehend. We cannot know.
Oh no!
No.
It's taking out everybody.
Don't, please. Don't do this to them. To yourself.
Just one good strike.
Alice.
Stop! Please stop!
We will not suffer alone. All will know our pain.
No, you don't!
Nice one, Graha. Oh man, come on.
All awash in ice, a frozen waste, forever silent.
Just when we get everyone back. Oh! Use it!
You gifted them escape and rendered yourself powerless. Bereft of the synergy you claim is your strength. Unless you mean to call upon the dead once more.
It's just you and me.
Defiant to the last. But you will be one with us ere long. You will be battered and torn and made to crawl. You will weep and wail and curse your impotence. Curse your life as it fades. As we did. As we died. Such pain and sorrow we felt. Such anguish and rage. We tried. We tried. But it was no use. Only when we surrendered did we find release. Only when we embraced death. So join us in despair and embrace yours. My ultimatum. What is happening?
What is going on? Whoa! What? Definitely was not expecting that.
At the end of everything, I find you, my friend.
Zenos?
I sought something in you once, as you did in me.
What? Freaking Zenos came in with Shinryu?
When at last I understood what it was, I journeyed to Scions to seek you out. Struck a bargain with the woman who shares your gift. In exchange for lending the Scions my aid, I was given the means to come here.
Oh, wow.
Gorging upon what remained of the Mother Crystal, I reclaimed the form of the dragon. And, hungry still for our reunion, I rode the light of the stars to you.
Interesting.
I take it this is your prey.
Yeah, you could say that.
But why does it still live? Surely it is no match for you.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, Zenos.
I assumed you would be above something so banal as despair. Am I mistaken?
If it comes to it, I won't save you. Yeah. Neither of them is what I would say, but...
I care not. What I desire of you isn't succor. It is satisfaction.
Okay.
So come! Let us dispense with this distraction, you and I!
You struggle in vain. You will not silence our song of oblivion.
Yes! I hope you guys are ready! Here we go! Oh boy, I'm so excited! The final day! Oh, that's what they decided to name this trial. Okay. And the fact they're playing... Whoa! Where are we? What the heck? Oh, it's still riding on his back! Oh, that's so cool! Oh yeah, let's do it. It's time. Let's do this. Let's do it. Oh man. Okay, y'all were saying something earlier. Hold on. You know she has Trix's arms under those feathers like chicken wings. I was getting whiplash thinking about how Graha is soft catboy, but he's hardened by decades of leadership as the Exarch. Yeah. That's the thing about him. Waiting on PF Chang. Oh, okay. In that... I could probably just queue it up, to be honest. Well, no. I don't think so in terms in our group of friends. Plus, we will get a fast queue with both tanks and both healers. Oh, yeah, you are right. You're definitely right. Hold on. Wow. Alright, let's do it! The final day! Hey, it did queue up fast! Sweet! Let's do this! Instant queue! Yeah! Alright. We don't have Discord on our side, so we're just gonna be winging this. We got chat. And we got the stream. So Robin, you're definitely gonna be taking the lead on this one. Or Kay. Yeah, you don't want to get confused. Let's beat up the bird. Oh, someone back out. Yeah, there we go. DPS. I love that. Oh man. The final day. Here we go. And I just love the boss design. It's so good. Singer. No subtitle? Okay.
You will never reach it. Will never reach the deliverance you seek.
Alright, let's get it. Okay, I got my stance on. Alrighty. Go ahead and lead the way, Robin.
Our hunt ends this day. There is nowhere you can flee that we cannot follow.
Even stars must die.
Man, this song is so good. Just listening to it the whole entire time as well. Oh no! Oh wow. Wow. Daggone, I'm getting distorted. Ugh. Oh, wow. Our party.
Utterly futile.
Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't see that. Dang it.
Suffering is at an end.
Daggone. Ah. Thank you. Okay, let's wait on that. All right, let's get in.
All of us have known despair.
Do I gotta stand on the watching them? Maybe. Yep.
We have seen the end.
Wow, our party. This is a tough boss, isn't she? Okay. Maybe it probably would have been he. Oh no, it's okay. We got it. We got it. We got it.
Again and again.
Okay, there's planets over there. Okay, the planets show you when she's gonna do that. Got you. Dang, I feel like I get there way too late. Come on.
A sorrow so deep only emptiness remains.
I think we're safe if we stand in here. Oh, you know, I don't got any mitigations on. My bad if I don't got any. Oh, my bad. Thanks for that. Okay.
So lonely between the stars.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I just thought about it. They're playing the Hades song as well. Or partially.
We have seen the end.
Oh man, you gotta be quick on those. Oh shoot. Wow, she is tough. She is tough. Oh my gosh.
The same end. Again and again.
I'm gonna wait till whatever this goes on, and then I'll hop in. Okay, now I get in. Oh, bad timing. Okay, well, it's okay. It's okay. We're good.
This is a kindness.
Throw another one on. Yeah, this got my full detention right now because this is definitely tough.
All of us have known despair.
Try to stick with the group. Oh, I need to know when that happens. I need to pay attention to her face. Maybe she does something on her
Even
face.
stars must die.
Okay. Got it. Nice.
Tis so
I'm
lonely
shaking.
stars.
Okay. Oh shoot. We got this.
This is a kindness.
Oh, okay, okay. I think I see it. I think I see it.
All of us have known despair.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I definitely see it now. I definitely see it.
Even stars must die.
Oh wow, we haven't even hit the halfway point. Oh boy. Oh shoot. Oh, my bad, my bad. I should have went to the other side.
This is a kindness. All of us have known despair.
Okay. Oh gosh.
Even stars must die. If there is no happiness in life,
Oh no, we lost somebody. Oh! Second phase?
there is only one place it may be found.
Oh man. All good over here. All good. Oh shoot. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. Oh, good. My bad. Okay.
Oblivion.
I had a feeling. So I was like, I'm gonna throw this on because I had a feeling. Oh no!
Dynamis.
Oh no!
No matter. You only delay the inevitable. This is fate.
Oh man, we were doing so good. Gosh, I wish paladins.
It always does.
I wish paladins had like a heal or something. There's no way we're gonna be able to win that. What happened? What happened? Rip. What happened? What happened? What? I thought we wiped. Oh my god.
What is this defiance?
What?
No.
I thought we wiped, yo.
The pain, the loss.
Wow.
We cannot suffer it again.
Oh my gosh, dude. This is so good. It's time.
We will stand against fate.
No matter the cost.
We've been here before. Many a time.
Thus do we know.
To never give up.
The hope will shine again.
My gosh. I got chills. This is so awesome. And the music.
What I saw. Desolation.
Wow.
No life, no star, nor the universe itself.
Wow, there's so much going on screen.
None should hope for better.
I can't imagine what the extreme version is gonna be of this. Read your buffs, if I can. Okay, give me a second. Oh shoot, I don't got my mouse plugged in, so I gotta. Oh, digital mouse, don't let me down. Nope, can't. Oh, I won't be able to read it now, but I will get back to it later. Or wait, I might be able to read it. Prayers of hope, drawn from the strength of the players of your combat, dealt damage significantly increased. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yes!
If this was not the answer, then what is it? Where lies happiness?
Wow. That was awesome. Thank you, everybody. Oh my gosh. Thank you, everybody who was able to join in. Whew, that was awesome. That was awesome. Wow. Well, nothing better than a victory emote. Hey, nice. That was great. It felt actual despair in the fight. Wow. I definitely enjoyed it. Thank you so much, all of you, for coming in and helping me do this fight. This was awesome. It was so good. I am so thankful. Wow, this was amazing. This fight was so good. Whew. And I can't believe we persevered. Even at that one moment, I was like, no, we're gonna wipe. We made it. Oh my gosh. I'm over here shaking because, like, that was so good. Alright. Credits time. Let's see what this ends. Okay. Interesting that we have Zenos here with me as well. Come to think of it. Whew.
No matter where we flew, there was only darkness and loneliness and pain. We couldn't find the answers Hermes yearned for. The answers he deserved. Greetings, you who are my final encounter. I wish to hear your words, share your feelings, know your thoughts. May we please be friends?
Oh. Of course you can be my friend if you don't go crazy again.
Yes, I can see them. The memories of a long, long journey. So many people. The thoughts of them overflowing in your heart. What they live for. What gives their lives meaning. There was never a single answer. You gather pieces of happiness, precious and fragile, only to lose them. Then start again. On and on it goes, until death takes you into its gentle embrace. That which Hermes sent us to find was there all this time, on Atheris.
It wasn't always there. We created it together. Oh, I like this one. We created it together.
Like a field of flowers, perhaps. At first a single blossom. It spreads and takes on more colors. Thank you for guiding me here. To find these words at journey's end fills me with joy. And so, before I fall forever silent, there is one thing I must do. No expression of regret will undo what my sisters and I have done, or restore what we have stolen. But if you would allow it, I would sing one last song. A song of the newfound joy that swells in my heart. Of the beauty of light when it shines across a dark and starless sea. Of a dream that from the soil of worlds now lost to sorrow, life will spring forth once more. Nourished by gentle rains and caressed by uplifting winds. A song of hope.
Oh, she's back to normal now. That's good.
One day, life will fill the universe again. And Hermes will see this and smile. How, I do not know. But I do know that where there is a will, there is a way.
That's right.
After all, miracles happen every day. Do they not?
Oh, okay. Well, have a good night. Thanks for all the help. I appreciate it.
I will create a path back to your ship, where your dear friends await. Hold in your heart your desire to return to them, then follow my lead and walk forth. That hope will surely guide you true.
I kind of want that bird as a minion now, just because of the sake of Meteon and all that. That is the one. Wait. Really? The minion you've been trying to get was
you
that
mean
one?
To return to the world where you are hailed as a hero.
And what about you, Zenos?
Hear me then. Not as a hero, but as simply you.
Oh, it drops into trial. Oh. Oh, shoot. It has to be on extreme, though.
As I learned in Alamigo, you are a formidable foe. Stronger than any I have faced. Against you, I need bring my all to bear. I need burn through the candle of my life. This is the sole pleasure I know, and it is the sole pleasure I have to share. And so I come before you to issue challenge and offer singular bliss.
Wow. Here of all places. I mean, the area is pretty fitting.
If you wish to walk away, I will not stop you. You value life. You do not burn yours save for reasons you deem worthy. Reasons such as those which brought you here. The salvation of a world and its people. The motives of a hero true. But there is more to you than that. You know this to be true. As surely as you know the thrill of pushing your body and soul to their limits. Of confronting ever mightier foes, dancing ever closer to the precipice, wondering if this will be the one to finally fill the void. Such pleasures you seek for their own sake, and no other reason. Is this not so, adventurer?
That I cannot deny. Think that what you will, but I'm not letting you leave this place. I've had enough of you. It ends here. I'll just go with the first one. Zenos. He's jealous. I love that.
acceptance. At long last. The conflagration of our clash will scorch even the stars.
Alright, you wanted a battle, so let's do it. Okay, this is gonna be awesome. And the music? Oh, our last task is to defeat Zenos. Okay, I like that. Oh, this is perfect. Okay, well, before we even do so, screenshot, baby. Yeah. Okay. You picked one as well? You had to go at one? Oh, QB, you went with 3. I feel like 1 is definitely so good for the moment. Okay, alright, let's do it. Oh, it's an instance. Okay, that makes sense. Zeno was the final boss all along, but I gotta get to bed. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your help. I definitely had a lot of fun playing with you. You have yourself a good night. I figured Zenos would really be the final boss. It makes sense.
Come.
Oh, that was so cool. Alright, here we go. No, I can't because Zenos' soul is ablaze with passion. The space comes to life with dynamis as your spirit burns in kind. Your soul burns brighter. Your power swells. Okay, what's this called? Spark of hope, burning with dynamis shaped by the memory of your journey and exceeds your own limits. Okay. I'm taking all kinds of screenshots. Alright, well, let's do it.
Oh, nothing back. Push yourself to your limit and me to mine.
Water? Hold on. Okay, I know what that is. What the heck? AoE's over there. Okay.
Ha! Still fighting you, I see.
How come you weren't a trial? This needs to be a trial so we can have fights all the time, buddy. You're a lot weaker than I remember you being. I thought you were stronger than that. Okay. Yikes. Okay. Hold on, buddy. Hold on. I was talking smack and now he's kicking my butt.
You will know the full extent of my power.
Oh man, I would love to have a harder version, but you're right. It may not happen. What the heck? Okay. Throw another shield on. Wow, okay. Well, they did say something with Boja. Who knows? Wait, so you're saying they might do something with this on Boja?
reflexes.
Oh boy. See if I can beat him without losing any HP. Well, not HP, but losing any of those sparks of hope.
Mine for the taking.
Nope, try that again, buddy. We take... Oh, okay. Wow, he's just unleashing everything. I got extremely lucky there. Extremely lucky. This is probably a lot easier as a healer. Okay.
A test of your reflexes.
Okay, hold on. I want to read what y'all saying, but hold on. I'm gonna try to beat him on the first go without having to worry about using any of those reserves. Oh shoot, out of XP. Okay, well, hold on.
For the taking.
Dang it. In time, marching, fading right. Fighting time. Good music, my.
Mine for the taking.
Oh yeah, I'll try that again. He ain't doing nothing. Might actually be able to beat him on the first go. Nice. Oh, wrong button. I meant to push that one. There we go. Oh gosh. And you're down, Zenos. Haha.
Ah, my soul. How burns.
Wait, you're not down? Oh, okay. Yeah, he just keeps saying a test of your reflexes.
I know the inferno swelling within you. Come, let all creation be consumed by our ravenous fervor.
So of course he's got a second phase.
Do not tell me your life's fire is already spent.
No, we're not done yet. Yeah, there we go. The flame of your life spent.
Yes, rise once more. It mustn't end yet.
Whoa, what the heck? How am I supposed to predict that?
A test of your reflexes. I have you.
Try that again, buddy.
A test of your reflexes.
Daggone. That takes a lot of damage.
Show me your vaunted fortitude.
Sheesh. Oh my gosh.
Have I overestimated your potential?
No. Not done yet. I still got 4 more lives left, apparently.
A test of your reflexes.
Obviously, it wasn't quick enough.
I have you. Mine for the taking.
Oh gosh. Every time. Keep getting me with that cheap shot. Wow. I feel like I'm doing terrible now.
My head.
Come on. We got it. Let's go.
A test of your reflexes.
Oh yeah, I was already out of your way, buddy.
I have you.
Once again. Oh shoot, I stood there.
A test of your reflexes.
I'm already out of there. Gotcha. What do you got, a third phase?
No, not yet. Not until the last of me is spent. Now fall. This is my moment. Our moment.
There we go. Come on, 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 come on. There we go. Try that again. It's just fist fighting now. Oh. Nice. Way to finish it. Oh man.
That I should lose again.
You know who you talking to? Yep.
How did disappointing. Never have I understood those around me, understood their obsessions. Besieged by their banality, the world is a mire of tedium and trivialities. But in these fleeting moments, there is a spark, blinding, brilliant. Gone too soon. What of you, my mirror, born into this world, bestowed name, bid to seek out strife and adventure? Was this life a gift or a burden? Did you find fulfillment?
What? What? How did that get here? Did Zenos have one? We're just leaving him. I kind of feel bad for him. But he got what he wanted.
Can you hear? Safe. Must tend to. Open your. Please.
Someone, and
Please.
you can't leave us. Not like this. If you do, I'll never forgive you. Oh, come on. Open your eyes and get up.
I knew she'll be the one to do that. Oh, here goes the credits.
Are you with us? Oh, thank the heavens. For a moment we thought...
Am I really alive? Oh, is everyone alright?
After what you've done, you're the last person to be asking that. You... How can you keep your promise if you're not here?
Yo, what's up,
Another
man?
fine show you've put on, my friend.
A fine show indeed. What were you thinking? Fighting alone? Never do that again. My poor heart couldn't bear it.
Put yourself in our place. If you hadn't returned, how do you think we would feel? And if that sounds harsh, it's because we care.
No.
We tended to thy wounds as best we could. But how is the pain? That is gladdening. Grievous as thine injuries were, however, I would counsel repose for a time.
Gladdening? There's nothing gladdening about this. When Meteion appeared in here and told us that you were right behind her, we all got our hopes up. But you never came. And when you finally deign to appear, you're within an ilm of your life. Damn you! Damn you for making us worry!
Oh yeah, these things.
Wow, those were cries of celebration. Anyway, well, the important thing is that you're all alive and in reasonably good health, and we mean to get you back that way. As for your earlier request, I'm quite certain we're in range to make contact now.
Ah, excellent. Let us announce our return at once. I hope you're ready.
Oh, what you got going on, man?
While you were unconscious, we set out from Ultima Thule, you see.
Why?
Can you stand? If so, you may wish to see what's outside.
Is it drastically different now? Wow, it's got a sky.
We're home, my friend. We're home.
Or we're back home. I thought we were going... Okay. Well, everyone bask in our glory of our airship. It's certainly not an airship, it's a spaceship, but... Man. Yeah, what's that one problem you had? Because so far, I'm still loving everything that's going on. Flying over everywhere. In our beautiful rocket ship. You still can't stand Zenos? I mean, yeah, I can understand that. You didn't want to give him the fight? I can understand it. But that was his purpose, and I was like, sure, you can have your one last fight. But that'll be it after this. And it seems like it is.
Is that?
It's the Ragnarok. We're on our way back home.
It is! It's the Ragnarok! They're back!
Thank heavens. Truly.
Oh,
They've done it!
I'm sorry you felt that way.
Yes!
But they had to wrap up everything, and I feel like they wrapped up everything pretty well. And Zenos was one of the things they had to wrap up. Yeah, I thought he was used pretty well at the end, too. An option would have been great. Yeah, I think that would have been interesting if they did give us an option not to fight him.
Welcome home, everyone!
I mean, that's Tataru. I feel like the writer who did Stormblood wrote Zenos into a corner, and it made I forgot her name. It made the girl who wrote Shadowbringers and Endwalker, it felt like she was in a corner just trying to write Zenos. So she tried to do the best that she can. Now look at them two. So, where are we landing this thing? In the water?
Welcome home!
Yeah, they just put that thing in the water. Wow. I have heard a lot of people love Zenos. This is the first song I heard in the entire game. Oh, that's it. That's it. Wow. So there's got to be something right after this. There's definitely got to be something right after this. But man, I loved it. I loved Endwalker. I think it ended perfectly to me. This credits is 20 minutes long. Okay, I can always watch it later. It's just gonna show everything, but I can watch it later. Oh, wait. Get the camera ready. Oh, okay. This is probably gonna be a good screenshot moment. I got my finger on the screenshot. Oh, that's actually a pretty good shot right there. Oh, I wanted to wait until the words were gone. Hi there, Vana. Oh, hey! Yes. That was cool. I like that. Oh, that artwork. Oh, that's beautiful artwork right there. Get out of your credits. Oh, that's beautiful.
Dearest mother, dearest father, this letter will be the very last that I write to you from the Rising Stones.
Where are you going, Alphino?
As I commit these words to parchment, I fondly recall my journey as a scion. From the time I first walked into the Order's former halls, to the time I set forth to forestall the final days. At the farthest reaches of the Sea of Stars, we fought the battle of our lives. Fought against despair itself, a veritable maelstrom of it, fed by the resignation that dwelled in the hearts of beings not so unlike ourselves. Full oft have I harbored the same malaise. Have I been brought to my knees, crushed by the weight of sorrow and defeat, convinced that I will never rise again. However, I have also known many moments of unbridled joy and happiness. By this truth do I find hope within, blooming resplendent, like the Elpis flower. And thus do I endure. Do I look forward to creating more memories with my friends and loved ones.
We're all back.
For from these fertile seeds, yet more hope shall spring forth. And they will grow to become shining lights that illuminate the dark.
So beautiful.
Thus believing, I leave the rising stones behind, as will my comrades. For, as we have decided, after careful deliberation, we are disbanding the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
I figured that would happen as soon as all this is over.
There you are, Alphino. Everyone is already gathered in the foyer.
My apologies. I'll be right there.
Man, it just really makes me...
That is what the story will be.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I wonder where will they go right after this. And I definitely want to see these guys again. They don't have to make a return as soon as 6.1 comes around, but I would definitely love to see what they are several years down the line.
Sorry to keep you all waiting.
It'd be great if we got a time skip.
What could you possibly have left to do now?
Oh, Just a letter.
I imagine it will be a while before we can gather like this again.
Oh yeah, you're still gotta get with her boyfriend. Yeah, that's right.
So it must be, if we're to keep up appearances. From now on, it falls to the Grand Company of Eorzea and its allies to deal with the realm's crises.
Meanwhile, we shall return to our erstwhile ways. Retreating from plain sight to take our place in the shadows once more.
Yeah.
Indeed. For the foreseeable future, I expect that we must work independently as we seek out problems that want for solving. But a day will come when we face another great challenge, and we will face it together, as we always have.
Yeah, I would love to have you guys back. Maybe even with new people as well.
As much as I look forward to that day, I do hope it doesn't come anytime soon.
That's true. I would love for us to go back on a much smaller scale.
Well, formal association or no, if any of you should require my services, you need but ask. I'll be glad to keep my lance arm honed.
I'll hold you to that. So you had better keep your link pearl on hand.
So you really mean to stay, Tataru?
Oh, someone has to keep the Rising Stones in proper order. And even a super-secret organization requires a super-secret base of operations.
That is true. Clean that blood off.
To the rest of the world, it will be naught more than a workshop for Eorzea's foremost up-and-coming artisan.
Ah, I see. You're using this as a business opportunity.
If you thought our coffers were full to bursting before, just wait till I can devote myself wholly to the crafts.
Okay, cool. By the next story arc, we better have like a castle or something.
Plotting to build a mercantile empire to rival that of Lord Lodorito, are we?
Yep.
I, for one, look forward to your future successes, Tataru. As do I our next meeting.
It's gonna be weird.
And with that, I believe it is past time you all made ready to depart.
It's gonna be so weird.
Leave no preparations undone or words unsaid, all right? Now, off with you.
It's gonna be weird that everyone's gonna be gone and then like the Scions not being a thing. Of course we're gonna have to wait until later. Whoa! Okay, so I guess we are saying our goodbyes. Wow. Wasn't expecting this. Omnicrafter level 90, y'all. I'm about to make money. I love that. Go on, Anthony. Don't miss this chance to say a word to each of our friends. After all you've been through together, I'm sure they appreciate it. Yeah, of course. Alpha, no? Oh, Anthony, pray forgive me for delaying the gathering. I was writing the letter, you see, to my parents. As busy as Father has been tending to aftermath of Exodus, he has been good enough to show concern for the Scions. And besides, have made them worry enough for a lifetime. Henceforth, I will endeavor to write as often as I am able. Well, that's good. A little effort to set their minds at ease while we continue to be away from Charlian. Both Alizé and I are off to assist with Garlemald's recovery, you see. Though uncertainty remains over what will become of the nation. We cannot well leave the capital in its present state. We will rejoin those members of the Isambard contingent still stationed there. Lucia and Maxima helmed the relief effort with support from our allies, the people of Garlemald among them. They will gladly be joined by those who have finished treating the tempered across the land. At least you understand, we do not seek redemption for failing Lucina and her sister. That is a burden we must always bear. Nay, we go because of the truth of Lord Quintus's words. The truth that whatever ideals individuals may espouse, nations are not moved to action unless they stand to benefit. For the foreseeable future, the fallen empire will be of mercy of both eternal and external forces. And though I do not doubt the intentions of the contingent, with greater powers evolved in the relief effort, our allies may well find themselves drawn into political agenda. In going, we seek to ensure that the needs of the people come first, to understand their hearts, that we might better help them begin anew. You best write me too. Oh, I like the I'll visit too, so I'll visit when I can. By all means, full glad will I be for your visit. I believe I speak for Alizé as well. For fairly as long as I've been in Eosia, you've been at my side, watching over me in good times and in bad. Yeah, that's true. How many times have we gathered to share tidings? None could possibly keep count. The world is changing and will continue to do so. Yet, no matter what the future brings, I hope that I can ever look to you, in good times and bad, as a dependable comrade and dear friend do. Oh. Thank you, Anthony, from the bottom of my heart. Well, thank you, Alphano. Oh. Alright, well, Kryl, what you got to say? Oh, Anthony, how are you feeling? Any lingering aches or pains? Oh, nope, I'm all good. I can't apologize enough for sending Zenos to find you in Ultima Thule. When he came to Charlene, I was truly torn. As ever, there was only one thing on his mind. Forced to make a decision, I reasoned that if he would not be deterred from seeking you out, he might at least aid us in our cause, so I struck a bargain. In the end, he was true to his word, and you defeated him despite your earlier exertions. But knowing the state you were found in, it could have ended very differently. My decision almost cost you your life, and no words could express the remorse I feel. It worked out. You did the right thing. I won't lie, man. Okay. I won't lie, I thought that was it for me. No. I'm going with the first one. It worked out. No worries. It is a relief to hear you say that. Thank you. Time and time again, I've been made to feel woefully inadequate. I wasn't much use in battle, nor could I face a foe without my nerves getting the better of me. It always fell to you and the others. I must and will do better. And I shall begin with the resurrection of the students of Baldician. Through our work, Charlene will strengthen its ties with other nations, that we may be better prepared to face whatever threats arise in the future. Of course, this is something I can accomplish alone, but thankfully, I have the stenches of help in Raha and Ojika and our other remaining members. Together, we'll continue Grandfather's work. As before, certain commissions will take us to dangerous locales, and we need to call upon seasoned adventurers. In such times, might you be willing to assist us? Not because you feel obligated, mind you, but because you feel allure for the task itself. Marvelous. Should something of interest arise, I shan't hesitate to reach out to you. Until that day, I shall endeavor to become a more dependable comrade. Aw. Alright, well, take it easy, Cryo. Anthony, seen to your preparations, have you? I'm just making another sweep of my belongings. Wouldn't do to find I've forgotten something halfway to my destination. Oh, in case you hadn't heard, we've received new reports detailing the devastation caused by the final days. It appears the situation is gravest in the land surrounding the Bounty, where the sky first began to burn. After that, the calamity was observed in the far north, in Garlemald, and the frozen lands beyond. We also had reports of the heavens catching fire in isolated locations, one of which was in the area of the northern Empty. Had our quest taken any longer, Charlian too may have come under threat. Thank goodness it's all over. To be sure, blasphemies and lesser beasts may still be roaming about, but these localized crises should be well within the capacities of each nation to handle on their own. The Scions are no longer needed. Which isn't to say that we won't help out where we can, of course. As individuals, no more this order of business. For my part, I'll be heading to Garlemald with Alphino. They were among the worst affected and still need all the help they can get. No tearing up? Oh, I haven't teared up yet. It won't be easy. An inevitable part of aiding those in need is coming face to face with tragedy. Knowing it doesn't make it any easier though. That I'll curse my weakness, my inability to fix every problem and save every lost soul. But no matter how much it hurts, I won't give up. I'll do what I can for as many people as I can, begrudging no effort. As should I find myself discouraged, I'll remember you. Think back fondly to one of my many moments of triumph and accompany determined expressions. Even those that still annoy me in retrospect, like when you activated the teleporter without warning. Hey, I was doing it to save you guys. And should you hear about me, I want you to remember too. Remember that I'm out there somewhere trying my best. I look forward to hearing all about the legendary Alize Louvier. Think you can keep up with me? Oh! I'll go to the first one. I want to hear more of this legendary Alize. Not I'm trying to become famous or anything. That being said, the next time we meet, I'll be vastly improved, so don't be surprised when you find yourself marveling at me. Oh, okay, if you say so. I always did like Alize, to be honest. Trying not to die, that is. Oh, I see, yeah. Well, hi there. Anthony, thou hast spoken with our comrades. Through this parting be not for forevermore, is nevertheless occasion for sorrow. Akin to pixie path, the navigation of such farewells is a peerless endeavor indeed. For their part, however, the Lapperts embarked upon a new beginning. Though bereft of its purpose as a vessel, the moon yet remaineth hospitable for creatures of Atheres. Thus do our lunar visitors convene with a forum, intent upon assigning some new and beneficial role to our solitary satellite. Yet ere that may come to pass, there is much and more each party must learn of the other, a process which does promise to be eventful indeed. To that end, a cadre of Laprids have gleefully dispersed across our lands in the name of mutual understanding. Heidelin, it said, did imbue them with her love for all things born of this star. In this Vana own nature, I believe, which does manifest in this irrepressible, inexhaustible curiosity of theirs. Urianger, please don't hit me with a lot of big words, man. I'm getting tired. Having witnessed that which they strove to achieve, I wish most keenly for their long labors to be rewarded, that their abiding affection for man result in a boon for all. Moreover, I hope to continue our acquaintance and share in such knowledge as they see fit to impart. Acquaintance? I call it friendship. You are the first to truly understand them. Yeah, I'll say I call it a friendship. We always had a good friendship, Urianger, man. I do not wish to presume. I would be honored to should they consider me a friend. For it is certainly true that I have grown fond of their company. But I shall digress no further. This day should belong to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, to my incomparable companions. Ofttimes had my recitance caused thee grief, and my actions spurred allies to suspect betrayal. And yet here amongst you I still stand. No amount of words could express my gratitude for thy acceptance and forgiveness. Thus instead, I do prefer my humble support. Be it unto the deepest abyss or the highest heavens, even if I must needs founder cross stormy seas, ever shall I answer thy summons. Alright. Thanks, Urianger. Thancred. It makes sense for him to be talking to Memphilia's mother. Our champion and savior. I was beginning to think my chance for an audience would never come. Of course. That sounded more amusing in my head. Speaking of heads, I was worried about yours, and the rest of you, for that matter. On the mid I trust. Yeah. Glad to hear it. You were in a bad way, healing magic or no. I'm impressed by how swiftly you recovered. Then again, it's hardly the first time you've cheated, Death. Your strength of will has never failed to astonish me. Look at what you accomplished. Meteon defeated, her song in oblivion cut short, the source and all her reflections delivered from the final days. If you have faltered at the last, then all hope would have been lost, but you held fast. Now Reen has a tomorrow to look forward to, and I could ask for no greater gift than that. Speaking of, are you going to try to go see her at some point? As for a lesser gift, however, the next time you see her, I would appreciate you not describing my travel plans with Urianger as aimless wandering. We've a purpose in our roaming, after all, keeping an eye on things in the abyss of the Scions on the world stage. There will never be an end to the little problems that go unattended by nations. We will do our best to help out where and when we can. Which I suppose is an approach not far removed from aimless wandering when you get down to it. Perhaps you could tell her I'm faring well, and leaving it at that. No need to mention this feeling of being uprooted. I've never been one to stand still for long, but when I think of home, it's the rising stones, which comes to mind. How many times have we set out from this base? Thence the return when we work was done. On the day the Scions came together, I only hoped for Mephilia to find a place wherein she belonged, but never did I expect to find one here for myself. Indulge me, Anthony. I have a question for you. And imagine Memphilia herself is asking. Are you glad you joined the Scions? Best decision I've ever made. There's never been a dull moment, that's for certain. No, it's definitely been the best decision I've ever made. I can honestly say the same. But all good things must come to an end, at least for a time. Should you need a helping hand for infiltration or reconnaissance, you know who to ask. I'll come running. You'll likely get a certain funny talking fortune teller into the bargain. Oh. Wow. Okay. Alright, I want to talk to you real quick too. The salvation Mephilia dream for Eorzea comes closer to reality with every step the Scions take. Yes, the world may still be in thralls of change, but it is improving. I see it happening day by day, and I sit here praying that whatever new road you walk will bring you the wonder and joy you deserve. Should you need a rest in between your journeys, do come and join me on the terrace for old time's sake. Okay. Estinian! My man. Oh, I was not expecting this music for you. Got anything to say, buddy? Or are we just gonna stare each other's eyes? Okay, Estinian's weird. If you have something to say, then out with it. Just worried how you'll earn your keep now. Just wondering how I'll earn my keep now. What? Yeah, I'll say the second one. Sounds like a hole in the wall club. Yeah, it does. And I love hearing it the first time when I was doing the Reaper quest. You took as if the Scions' dissolution was more than mere pretense. There may be fewer calls to action, but we should be compensated as before. Why are you so concerned for me anyway? In any case, I do not want for options, even if some are worse than others. No sooner did Emmerich hear about our disbandment than he offered me a position as a guardsman in the Imperium District. As a former Azure Dragoon, I'm guaranteed to be popular, he said. Who does he take me for? Even without his meddling, I'm perfectly capable of finding employment, and have. Some days ago, a Hainish envoy arrived with word from Vitra. The worm requests my presence as soon as things have settled here. He didn't deign to mention why I need it, but pertains to dragons like as not. Oh, interesting. In Fafnir, like everywhere, the phenomenon caused by the final days, abated when you defeated Meteon. Though it was too late for those who had already transformed, life is beginning to return to normal for survivors. Of those who sought refuge in Sharlayan, must have already returned home. But many did not have a home to return to, nor loved ones. But in arrangement between Vitra and the Forum, such souls may remain in Sharlayan if they wish, to work and study. Vitra was always the satrap, in truth. It's gratifying to see him become one of the name as well, one who has the complete confidence of his people, if the envoy tone was any indication. I often find myself speaking favorably of dragons of late. Not so long ago, I would have assumed his benevolence had ulterior motives, but it's clear he cares for his people, and they in turn revere him. To know such a nation may flourish is comforting. Vitra King sought release from conflict, so weary were they of the suffering it wrought, they surrendered to oblivion. But Midgar Somar didn't give up. In hope, he made the journey to distant Atheres with this clutch of eggs. And though his prodigy went on to be embroiled in conflict with men, there were times when they transcended hatred to abide in harmony. That is their legacy and their triumph. In my lance, I feel the weight of their struggle and the strength of their resolve, and it lends me strength. These things I might never have learned had I not joined you. Should you ever have need of me, I will come, At the very least, it might be an opportunity to earn coin. Estinian's goofy and I love him. You stole her? What you gonna be doing, girly? Oh yeah, you're gonna go see your boyfriend, that's right. Oh, are we saying our farewells too? I hadn't at present planned on a journey of any great length. You're traveling to another world. Actually, another dimension. Not that I am averse to the moment or two of a quiet reminiscence. In fact, there was something I've been meaning to ask you. Something that has been in my thoughts since the last flames of the final days subsided. Yeah, what's up? During our travels, we have witnessed more than a lifetime's worth of odysseys and spectacles, more than can be easily recalled or remembered. And nestled among those memories are certain essential facts, the history of Atheres and the ancients, glimpse of the Ea and their culture and philosophy. Rather than simply hoard such treasures in my mind, I wonder if I should not be disseminating them in formal records for wider consumption. Oh, so you think about writing a book? I think you would do great. When needed, I have penned reports and prepared briefings, but ever have I balked at the idea of biting the subject of my studies in a book or tablet. Truth is given shape in interpretation. When we seek to capture it in our words, it is invariably molded to fit a narrative, no matter how well intentioned the rendering. In the event of described as sad, a summation which fails to express the emotional capacity, yet the word on the page is what endures, a pale shadow of reality. Throughout history, some of the deliberately embellish the truth, but I believe many, if not most, deviations are the result of similar legislative shortcomings, piling one upon the other until the end result is unrecognizable from its origin. Which is why I fear that writing an account in my own words would akin to dilating fine wine with water. Oh, you want me to help you? Yet even with the potential for corrupted meaning, I do of course realize the importance of keeping written records. Without them, my search for wisdom would be a painful affair indeed. But what say you on this matter? Should I take up the quill, reflect upon those experiences only have we shared, and seek to preserve them for posterity? Aye, let them be read and remembered. Yeah, I say it's good. It's always good to have a record. I have a journal, and I like to write in my journal, so I think it's good to do something like that. Very well then, I shall endeavor to pen what I can of the Ea and the ancients, and so many other wonders. But am I so inscribed? It will be less of a polished work and more of a reordering of scattered notes. In any case, I feel much better for having sought your opinion. Left to our own devices, we tend to overthink such things. Excuse me. I will otherwise return to following where my curiosity leads. After all, a safe method of travel to the first yet eludes me, and our venture into the great expanse has prompted an entirely new set of questions. Should you stumble into the unknown, or struggle with some impenetrable mystery, know that I am at your beck and call. Why did it... Never mind. It never hurts to see things from a different perspective. Mine is rather different than most. Oh, I know it is. I was thinking to myself, why did it start from showing her boobs to zooming up to her face? I just wanted to say that. Oh, hey. Graha, our last one. Anthony, might you have a moment to talk? The creators, man. With the Scions stepping away from the public eye, I've been left to consider what new endeavors I might pursue. Ooh, they're playing this song too. I love the boobs. After speaking with Cryo, I decided I would be assisting her in rebuilding the students of Baldician. Oh, okay. Not only am I indebted to Master Galof for giving me a new home, but I had our orders never existed. I would have never set foot within the Crystal Tower. How different my life might have been. I would have never met you, never become caretaker of the tower, never became a Scion. You gave me the chance to do so much good, and I hope to continue to do so with the students. For an added benefit, new mysteries often find their way to our doorsteps. Mysteries that could prove ideal for fulfilling our promise to embark on a new adventure together, unlike any we experienced before. You got it. Whenever you have the time and inclination, my friend, I stand ready to accompany you into the unknown. Do you recall in the realm of the Omnicrons, when I asked if you thought I may someday be mentioned in your epic? While 'tis true that to earn a place at your side will be a stuff of dreams, in the end, nothing will give me greater joy than to stand with you, and here and now. It needed to be some grand endeavor. There needed to be a promise. Whenever adventure calls, I won't hesitate to invite you, and I would hope that you will do the same for me. Without a second thought, as long as you don't overexert yourself. No. Without a second thought, of course, man, you can come along with me. Was this supposed to be the last expansion? No, not at all. It's supposed to be expanding a little bit more, so no worries on that. It's supposed to be the end of a 10-year story arc. I'll hold you to that. As much as we have already seen, there's still so much we haven't. Who knows? Perhaps we will even encounter survivors of the Omnicron somewhere out there. After all, given how they took to the stars, it isn't implausible that some found themselves far from home. And should we encounter a wayward traveler awaiting commands that will never come, I would bid them seek adventure with someone, and with that partner find new purpose, a new dream. For if crystals can hold fast to dreams, why not Omnicrons? Wherever your plans may lead, do not hesitate to send word, and should a commission of interest come my way, you will be the first to know. Graha is such a great guy. Totaro, you're the final one. Spoken your fill, have you? If so, I'm thinking to send everyone off. Let's leave the Rising Stones. With your permission, then. Your attention, please. At the risk of spoiling the mood, the time of departure is upon us. In my capacity as your receptionist, I bid you all safe journey. Till next we meet, be well. Oh, we got a mount, a minion, and some songs. I wonder what the minion was. Is it Vana? Or Heidelin herself?
I suppose we're off to Garlemald then. Though we ought to speak with Lord Emmerich first. If he's received word of any recent developments, we need to know.
'Twould be prudent to purchase some warmer clothes at least.
Yeah.
Mayhap we can pick up a few souvenirs for Euless and the others while we're at it.
Where will you all be heading next?
Dravania. There is a book I've been meaning to borrow from the Great Google Library.
Oh, okay.
And I can think of at least one person who will be most displeased should I fail to visit before leaving.
Yup.
We've no particular destination in mind, but we do intend to stop in Sharlayan before we set off.
We had thought to ask after the Loperids. I am curious as to how well those who chose to remain are adapting to their changed circumstances.
Might we accompany you then? Raha and I were planning to return to the Baldessian Annex.
Commissions have been piling up in our absence, and they must be dealt with ere we begin our work in earnest.
Estinian, you will return to Radzat Han, will you not?
Aye. For Vritra's benefit, though I've yet to hear the details. I may not stay long.
Okay.
I see. Then it is here the Scions at last part ways, each to some far-flung corner of the realm.
Man. Strange. First time we're gonna depart from each other.
Perhaps. But I believe one of our number, a rather important one at that, has yet to divulge his plans.
Oh, you talking about me? I figured.
Quite right.
Indeed.
Fair point.
So, what's next for our humble adventurer?
Oh, Meteon. Well, wherever adventure awaits, of course. In a battle royale. Just kidding. Oh, man. Such a great ending. Finn. We did it! It's the end! Yet stand tall, my friend. Our journey will never end. I know it. Oh, man. Immediately went out to talk to them all. You can? Oh, I definitely want to do that. Not tonight, but I will do that.
The constancy of this place never ceases to amaze me. An ocean of souls, shimmering and eternal. And yet, something stirs.
Oh! Elidibus! Is this him?
Yes. Steeped in darkness, deep as starless night. The beast hungers. Alas, I dare not investigate in earnest before the coming of my guiding star, as he foretold. We shall descend to the depths, you and I, to confront the dread beast Pandemonium.
Pandemonium! That's the raid!
Oh, the sights we shall see. The sights we shall see.
Makes sense that we'll have a cutscene for the big raid at the end. You have completed the main scenario quest Endwalker. New content is now available in Old Sharlayan. You can use the trust system. Rest well, champion of Theories, for many and many more adventures await you. That's it. Chorus might ring for all. Endwalker. Hey, I've beat it. To be continued once again in the corner. Oh, man. Okay, I see y'all blowing up over here in the chat. What's going on? Yeah, it's... Oh my god, it's 2 in the morning. It's time to go to bed. But man, I definitely gotta say, before we ended it and all that, I gotta say that they did an amazing job with this game. Final Fantasy XIV, I just gotta say, I'm so glad I actually played this game. I still cannot believe, out of all of these years, I was gonna pass on it. I was gonna pass on it, not even bother playing it at all. But now, just seeing how the story, like, progressed and how it came to an end and all that, I am so glad that I played this game. This game is so good. My goodness gracious. And of course, this is not the end of Final Fantasy XIV, but the end of like the you know, this current story arc. And it was good. Definitely good. I loved it. Still, this story, I know how some people are gonna say it, but I gotta say this story is definitely on my list of one of my most favorite stories of all time.